getting ready to get started, but before we officially get started, I'm gonna ask Tamara if she could launch our poll real quick, just to see who we have here. So it's one question, just asking you if you currently scrapbook or not.
Oh.
If we have novice on here or we have experts, who we have. I do not. I'm a beginner.
I am too, compared to some of these people.
Okay, no, you just told me about a room.
Oh yeah, I did have a room built. Yes, but that don't matter.
You can't have a room and be a beginner.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like everybody's responded.
All right.
Okay, good. So 70%.
70% are not crafters, ladies. Okay. So we are not. So we've got fresh meat. Fresh, yeah. But he just said fresh meat. All right, all right.
Okay, so, and I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, hello. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Carla Hunter, and I am a member of the Eastern Panhandle Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And on behalf of our president in her absence, Erica Logan, and I do believe that our membership chair and vice president, Velma Green, is on tonight, I would like to welcome you to our EPAC Sister Circle Scrapbooking 101 workshop. This is going to be our first event or activity, and hopefully a series. We wanted to come together, bring women together to take care of ourselves. We know that we are the last ones to do self-care, women. We need to take care of ourselves, and especially in this time, we need to alleviate our stress. And what better way to do that than to scrapbook? And also scrapbooking is also a way for us to fellowship with each other. So you will be able to get together with your sister girls and scrapbook together. I am very pleased to have with us tonight the Spirited Scrappers. And I am going to, if my screen will move on. What's going on here? There we go. I want to introduce you to Regina R. Harper, who is a talented woman. She is a leader, even though not by profession. She is a teacher because she teaches everyone. That is not her profession, but she is definitely a teacher. She is a mentor. She is a singer. She is a crafter. So cards, scrapbooking, there are things that she can do that I wish I could do, but she has been a mentor to me. I served in her administration when she was our Midwest regional director. But let me tell you a little bit about this group that is coming to help us tonight called the Spirited Scrappers. As you can see, the Spirited Scrappers is a fellowship that was started by Regina R. Harper in 2005. It began as a fellowship at Oakley Full Gospel Baptist Church, and it was formed in a way so women can come together to uplift, share memories with one another. Now, see how all these things tie together. We are looking for this sister circle to bring women together in our community to uplift them. And so this was perfect. I did not know this about the Spirited Scrappers until today. So that's how God works.
Yes, it is.
And as you can look at, I don't know if you can see the logo, you could have seen it on the first slide, but the logo, the scissors located in the word scrappers, that represents the tool that's used in the craft, one of the tools. The circle represents a continuous bond of unity within the members and the precision of their purpose. That's powerful in its own right there. And then the dove represents the love of God. So we are blessed to have them to facilitate this. workshop for us. And I'm going to turn this over to the Spirited Scrappers and allow them to take us on this journey.
Thank you so very much, Carla. If you will go to the next slide. Ladies, I just want to say good evening to all of you. We are excited to share our hobby with you in hopes that this is something that you can start to develop in your own right. I wanted to quickly say, because you talked about, we started the fellowship in 2005, but probably 1998, scoot over, Benita, so they can see you. So this is truly a fellowship, and this is my bubble, right? This is the bubble that I kind of hang with, and you will meet all of them. Benita Smith is my best friend. She's also a member of Delta Sigma Theta. And for our Heritage and Archives committee, she hosted a scrapbook fellowship. And at that time, I always have taken pictures, and I said, listen, I don't want to do that. Make my page for me. But I went to support. And then shortly thereafter, she became a Creative Memories consultant, which is another company that sells scrapbooking, paper, journals, tools, material, etc. And I went to that workshop she had in her home and was hooked. Hosted my first party, and I've been scrapbooking ever since. And so, just as Carla mentioned to you, I started Spirited Scrappers because Benita would drag me to these retreats, and we would pay all this money to go to these retreats. And I said, I can do this, and I can do it better. And so we started talking about Spirited Scrappers, and we launched it again in the fellowship hall of my church. But it was a way for all of us to come together. And then one by one, I started meeting people. I drug Robin in. You'll hear from Ink Diva in a little bit. I drug her into the first retreat. I said, oh, got her. She's hooked now. I started watching her. And then I met Renee, which you will hear Scrapbook Fetish from Benita and their running group. So it's a connection of women. We do uplift one another. We share with one another. We're not in a competition with our pages. We will stop in the middle of a retreat and help one another. So our creative team, we'll talk more about them in a minute. I'm going to cover basic supplies. We're going to do some photo sorting. We're just going to take you through the stages to make a page, right? So even if you don't want to craft tonight, we're going to walk you through it so you can see how it's done. We'll create a page layout. Renee will do that. And then Robin's going to come and show you how to take your page to the next level, embellish a page. And then last but certainly not least, it's the journaling part that typically happens at the end of your page. And I'll come back and help you through that. So let's go right into the creative team. That's me, the Spirited Crafter. All of us have these little nicknames. Benita's Be Crafty Designs, and she is actually wearing the logo in her photo that you see. Our logo was created by a then college student majoring in graphic design at The Ohio State University. And so I commissioned her to create this logo. And then Renee Gossett, that's Scrapbook Fetish. She is my Stamped Up dealer. I'm not into drugs, but I'm into buying scrapbook supplies. So she's my Stamp It Up dealer. And then Robin Ferguson is Ink Diva, and I'm sure she'll tell you about how she got that nickname, and she can match up some inks. But let's go to the next slide. That's our team. So what we wanted to do is, again, take you from start to finish. And we started talking about, hey, what are the basic things if you were going to go out tomorrow to Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, you wanted to invest with Stamp It Up, what's the first things you're going to get? You're going to get some solid cardstock, right? Whatever colors, you're going to get your photos. I should have did that first because you typically match your paper according to your photos. For us Deltas, I keep a stock of red, black, and white photos. I mean, paper, cardstock paper. And I see someone's on from Washington, D.C., so hello to you. So whatever colors are in your photos that you want to bring out, hopefully they'll help you with that when we talk about the page layout. You would ensure that you had cardstock to match. And then the second thing is patterned paper. always get some pattern paper. So we're getting you prepared for a page that Renee's gonna work through today. So you get your solid paper, you get your pattern paper to match your solid cardstock paper. Okay, scissors. Now I'm kind of snob when it comes to scissors. I'm a Tim Holtz fan. So anybody that crafts, that's the first, I should have put that on there too. You need to have a journal, because as we call out measurements, as you find something that you're looking for, you need to jot it down. But Tim Holtz is a designer. I love his scissors. I only cut paper with it. So if people want to cut fabric with my scissors, I got a problem with it. So this is the scissors, Tim Holtz, all different sizes, but his name is Tim Holtz. A paper trimmer. Now you can get paper trimmers anywhere. Like I said, Michael's or Joann's. I am partial to Stamp It Up. And this is their older version of their paper trimmer, because my newer version is still packed in from this weekend's crafting. But Stamp It Up carries a 12 by 12. You could use a paper trimmer. All right. So set your page. We'll demonstrate that later on. And then adhesive, and you need to have all kinds of adhesive. Oh, turn it around, huh? Got to remember this. Yeah, everything, I'm gonna make sure. So you need to have liquid glue, right? In case you're putting on some letters or something really small in the corners, you need liquid glue. And then, so I have different kinds of liquid glue because I'm crazy. And then you have two-way glue where you can just pick something up with it and put it on your page. This is a small glue tape. I'm really kind of partial to it, but this is a small glue tape. And then this is my newest addition to the family, the Easy Runner Grand. And you can buy replacements that go into it. Okay. And so then, so that's our different types of adhesive. If I could tell you to remember anything, I would say, remember that it is liquid glue, and then you need to have tape. Okay. Anything I'm missing in terms of that, ladies? Is that good? Okay. And then Robin's going to demonstrate later on about embellishments. And there's different types of embellishments. I just gave you some examples there at the bottom of the page, number 6, but I brought over just to demonstrate buttons. You can use buttons on a page. And then of course, your photos. So those are your basic supplies that will get you started crafting. Basic supplies. Any questions for me before I turn it over? You can ask. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I think I'm going to give this over to Benita. Okay. Be Crafty Designs. Oh, now we're talking scrapbooking today, but Benita makes t-shirts. She adheres things to cups. Oh, I should show them some stuff that you've done. So she does a lot of different crafts. I just stick to the paper crafting. There you go, B.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Benita Smith, and by profession, I am a teacher. So I have been, I have been with Columbus City Schools, which is our largest public school district in Ohio, for 32 years. And I just finished school. So this is like my first day of summer vacation. So I'm happy to be here tonight. And I'm just going to talk you through what to do with all of the pictures that you have, right? I know we probably now have a lot of pictures on our cameras, but if you have printed pictures in the past and they're sitting in your basement, I'm going to tell you to move them out of your basement. And then what you can do with those. So these are Regina's pictures, but you'll see on the slide some supplies that you'll need when you first start sorting your photos, because if you're anything like most people, you just have pictures and they're just everywhere. So you're going to need photos, your Post-it notes, envelopes, and I have some letter size, and then I have some craft size envelopes too to help you as you're sorting. A pencil, a regular pencil, and then what we have is a photo labeling pencil, and this brand is called Stabilo. You can probably order it on Amazon. We used to get these through Creative Memories, but this is a special photo labeling pencil. So you don't want to write on, you can write on the back of your pictures with this. You do not want to write on the back of your pictures with ink pen, because it goes through on the other side. So the first thing you want to do is when you have your pictures. Okay, yeah, could you go to the next slide, please? So you're going to start with general themes. So Regina already has her pictures sorted, but if you do not have your pictures sorted, there's a number of ways that you can do this: family, friends, events, decades, depending on how far you're going back in your sorting. But if you want to start, my suggestion is to start current, because those are the pictures that are fresh in your mind and you know the most about. And if you're going through pictures and they're blurry, the light's too dark. My daughter was just making fun of me yesterday because I take horrible pictures, believe it or not, on a phone camera. My finger was in the way. They were blurry. They were horrible. So, so when you, of course, now you can delete them. But before, you know, you used to send your pictures back and you would just get them back and you'd be like, oh, those are blurry. So you can either use those to practice on your cropping, which I don't know which one of us is talking about cropping. Renee. So Renee will tell you some the term cropping and what that means. But you can also save those pictures to practice on later. So you want to take your pictures and then you want to narrow them down. So for example, the pictures that I'm using tonight are from an event that Regina went on, which was the paper
Ohio crop hop.
A crop hop. So all of these are already one event. And then you want to go through them. So this was an event where they went to different scrapbook stores on a tour to, you know, look at materials and buy. So yeah, buy. So they are the different types of shops. So she's got the Paper Boutique, Christie's, Main Street Memories. So what I would do is group these all by the type of shop. So these 4 pictures are all from Christie's Main Street Memories. So I'm going to take this group of pictures. I'm going to take a Post-it note and I'm going to jot on here. I know it's upside down, but I'm just going to write Christie's. What's this called? Christie's Main Street Memories. When did you go on this tour, Gina?
Last year.
So
July of last year.
July 2020. So you just want some basic notes so you know what the event is, where you were, and when you were there. So the next stop is Made on Main. And I would take the pictures from that stop and I would do the same thing throughout all of this set of pictures. And I would sort them and label them with Post-it notes. Then I could take, since these are a pretty big stack, I could put them in this large craft envelope. And on the large envelope, I could put Ohio Scrapbook Hop 2020. Ohio Scrapbook Hop 2020. So say you went to this event multiple years. You could have an envelope for each year that you went on this trip. Now, you could also, instead of using an envelope, that was really old school before we had all these new things, you could use this photo plastic box, which is really going to be safer for your pictures. And you can still put the Post-it note in there so you know what event it is. Now back to the basement. So I had a flood in my basement last, what was that, March? Last
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Last March, my basement flooded and it ruined a lot of my pictures. And typically in basements, they're already damp. So over time, that's going to fade and wear on your pictures. So when I say don't store your photos in the basement, really trust me on that, unless they are in plastic and off of the ground. The next bullet point, as I know we have a lot of photos on our pictures. I'm in the tens of thousands of pictures on my phone. So you also want to have an external hard drive where you are backing up your pictures. And even on your phone, you can sort your pictures into albums. So on your phone, you can create an album that was the Ohio Scrapbook Hop 2020 and put all of those pictures in an album on your phone. So you can also do phone sorting or picture sorting on your phone. So then when you go to develop them, and we are a big fan of Walgreens, photo developing, because there's always a coupon and they're pretty fast turnaround. So when you're ready to get your pictures ready for your scrapbook page, then you can either just, go to your phone and upload them from the album on your phone, and you don't have to search through the thousands of pictures on your phone. So if you've got a lot of pictures on your phone, make sure you have an external hard drive and you're backing them up and storing them somewhere. And then also create smaller albums within your phone of certain events. So for example, I have 2 children, and I just had a daughter who graduated from high school last year. So I created an album in my phone for every year of high school. So I've got freshman year, so when I needed to go back and find a picture, I could go find it pretty quickly. So those are just some photo sorting tips. Do I have another slide?
Nope.
Nope, that's it. Okay. Any questions for me?
I have a question, Carla.
Okay.
So when you're sorting your pictures on your phone, are they saved in the cloud or are they on your phone?
Mine are personally on my phone, and I probably need to back them up to the cloud. But typically in my phone, I have an album. What do I have? A favorites album. I have like my daughter's prom year. I have her track season, different events. I probably need to go through and organize them again. You can organize Delta events by Founders Day. You can order family events, put an album in there, the cookout, 4th of July, Christmas, any kind of big event where you took a lot of pictures that you might create an album on your phone.
And then log in, connect your phone to your computer and upload them so that you can save them. And then that helps you remove a lot of that from your phone in terms of storage. You want to show this?
Oh, yes. So this smaller container fits in one of these photo, oh, sorry. Now?
No. Lay it down.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
So this smaller case fits in this larger photo and craft keeper. Now, Regina's got stamps and inks and some other things in here, but as you can see, 4x6 photos fit perfectly in here. You can also, if you have a labeler, you can print, type a label and put it on here, and then you can organize your pictures this way. So if you have a ton of pictures, this might be a good way to sort them by event, by year, by child. If you have a lot of, people in your family, you can sort them by family member. So whatever makes sense to your brain to sort by season, event, this is a perfect way to store your pictures. Now this, is plastic, so you could probably safely keep this in your basement, but you do want to keep it up off the floor. I have trauma from the flooding. So
I was like, I thought you were talking about my basement. I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah. So that's the photo storage box. And you can find these at Michael's, any craft store. They're always on sale. we shop a lot, and we are big believers in saving and coupons and sales.
That's right.
So you should never pay full price for this photo storage box. Michael's will always have it usually at 40% off.
$14.99
Yes.
typically.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump in on this one. If you are shopping at Joann, Michael's, or Hobby Lobby, always have a coupon.
Yeah. Hobby Lobby doesn't take them anymore. They don't have their 40% off. They stopped their 40% off coupon. So they always have an app. You can sign up for rewards. This year, February.
Yeah.
So you can always save, look for sales, and we enable one another. Like, hey,
Big time.
Joann's has a sale on paper, 10 for $2. And then we all run out and buy boatloads of paper. So within your sister circle, you can each be looking out, and we kind of know what people are working on. We have a group me with our spirited scrappers. So if someone says, hey, you know, I'm working on this event, prom, that's on the top of my mind for some reason, you know, somebody will say, oh yeah, I just saw prom stickers. Or when we're at our retreat, if you don't have an embellishment, I can guarantee you that somebody in that room of scrappers is going to have an embellishment that you need. Or there's a craft store nearby and we make a craft run. So that's it for photo sorting. If there aren't any questions, I'm going to turn it over to Renee. Thank you.
Yay.
Good evening. My name is Renee Gossett, and my scrap name is Scrapbook Fetish. One of the things that I really believe is that if you get into this hobby and you start scrapping or crafting, come up with a craft name. It's so important. When I was thinking of my name, I was thinking, what do I love to do? And what word? I mean, I love scrapbooking almost to the point where it's a fetish. And I was like, oh, scrapbook fetish. That is me. So make sure you have a craft name. So, and if you think of any during this session, drop it in the chat. We would love to see it. Okay, this is the layout that we are going to make tonight. I'm going to walk you through it. The instructions are on the screen. I call it the recipe. You already have the recipe. Oh, well, before I get there, let me walk through the supplies. If you have your supplies, you can walk through the page with me. If you don't have your supplies, they're going to get this, right?
Yes.
Okay. You'll have the listing of the supplies and the instructions. So the first thing we'll need is you'll need your 12 by 12 trimmer, which Regina talked about a little earlier. The reason why it's called a 12 by 12 trimmer is because it opens up and you can cut a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. Okay, first thing. The second thing is you'll need your adhesive. This is my favorite. Everyone, as you start crafting, you'll come up with items that you like. This is the adhesive that I like just because it holds a lot. So you'll need your adhesive. The next thing you'll need is 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 pattern paper. Each piece should be different patterns, but should coordinate. So I didn't bring 8.5 by 11. I actually brought 12 by 12 paper. And what I wanted to show you is this 12 by 12 paper, when you talk about coordinating, you can find paper that is double-sided and it's coordinated all on its own. You see how this blue is brought into this blue? So it takes some of the guesswork out of it. So I have this that I'll be using, and then I'm also going to be using this, this sheet. Now, when we talk about cardstock and paper, one of the things that is so important, I'm going to back up. It's important for adhesive, and it's also important for cardstock. You want to make sure that everything is non-acid. You don't want to go to, you know, if you have children, you don't want to pull, you know, their Elmer's glue. You don't want to pull their, oh, excuse me, I got a tick on my throat. Excuse me. You don't want to pull their construction paper that they're working on. You want to make sure that everything you use is non-acid. And the reason why it should be non-acid is because we are making a scrapbook. And the scrapbook that we are making, we want it to stand the test of time. We want for your children, your children's children, your children's children's children to be able to enjoy the book. And as long as it is non-acid, it will preserve your pictures. Okay, so I have my 2 pieces of pattern paper, and they are different patterns and they coordinate. We also need 2 pieces of coordinating solid cardstock. So these are the 2 coordinating. I know that I said 8.5 by 11, but I brought 12 by 12 and then 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11. And then the third bullet point, which I kind of skipped over, is my base. So this is going to be my base. This is my coordinating. And this is my pattern paper. All right. For letters, there are some things that you can use for letters, and Robin will walk you through this. I brought from an embellishment standpoint, but there's thickers, stickers, card stocks. You can fussy cut your letters however you want to make this. It's your page. Be crafty. Do whatever you would like to do.
Be crafty.
Yeah, be crafty. And then the last thing is photos. And we're going to need 2 photos. I don't know where my other picture is. It's around here somewhere. Okay, so this is the layout that we are going to make. Okay, this is it. But we're going to use completely different paper. And one of the things I want to say is don't be afraid to use the same layout with different paper. Or if you're on Pinterest and you see a layout that you like, use it, because by you doing it, it's going to look different and you're going to have your own paper. So let's get started. How many people are crafting? Is anyone crafting tonight? Can you speak out if you are doing this layout with me? No one? Okay, I'll walk you through. Can we go to the next? I'm sorry.
We're 70% newbies. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, can we go to the, okay, thank you. So what I'm going to do before the first page, as I'm getting started, I know that this cardstock has wording on the bottom. That means that this cardstock is more than 12 by 12. Your standard scrapbook is either 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12. So what I'm going to do is, let me turn it the other way so you can see, is I am going to cut this cardstock down to 12 by 12. So on a cutter, there are these numbers: 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, all the way up to 17 on this cutter. And this is where it's going to cut. Okay. So what I want to do, I'm going to line up at 12 inches. Right here, I'm going to put my paper here on this 12 inch. And then I'm going to cut. There's still some words down there. Because I'm trying to cut upside down because of this. It's the paper. Let me cut this down. Shame on them. Okay. All right. So now I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I'll cut it again.
I can only see your like your videos off. There's
Oh, my battery is low.
Which one?
This one.
On the iPad?
You're back now.
Okay. You can see me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Were you able to see the numbers on the cutter when I was cutting?
We can't see that. We can only see you. We can't see you cutting.
Oh,
You may have to scroll down to her other picture that says Renee Gossett, because she has two up. One of them is her actually doing it, and the other one is her.
Okay, so now I'm on this.
oh, you
phone.
see me, Pam?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, you said
My
scroll.
battery on this is low, Regina,
Okay.
on the. Let me know when you all can see me. I will wait.
Okay, thanks, Pam. I got it. I can see you both ways, Renee.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so we have our 12 by 12, which is our base. Now we're about to start cutting. The directions say, cut 2 pieces of one color of the solid cardstock to 3 by 5.5 inches. Okay, so remember on your cutter, I see here is the 5. This is 5.5. So I'm gonna line my paper up on the 5.5. And I'm gonna cut. The other way, so this is 3.5 by 5 by 3.5 by 5. So I'm gonna turn my paper because I know that this is 5.5 inches. I'm gonna turn my paper because now I need 3 inches. So here's the 3. I actually need 3.5. I'm following the instructions. I'm gonna line it up. And I'm gonna cut 3.5 by 5. It says I need 2 of them. So I'm gonna slide this paper over to 3.5. And I'm gonna cut. Okay. That's done. My next instructions say cut 2 pieces of one color of the solid cardstock to 3.5 by 5 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing. Once again, I'm going to line up at the 5 inches. And I'm going to cut. It should be 3.5 by 5. So now I'm going to come back over. I turned my paper. I'm going to come to the 3.5. I'm going to cut. I need 2 of them, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going back to this 3.5. And I'm going to cut. Now on this trimmer, I know there's 2 of them. One is a cutter, one is a scorer. We'll get into that later, especially if you want to make cards. But basically one is a blade and one just kind of indents the paper. I am using the blade. Okay, so we are now on step 3. Cut 1 piece of pattern cardstock to 3.5 by 5 inches. Same measurement. So let's see. Now this here is a little tricky just because of the way the words are. So I have to be precise on how I want my cut. I know because remember our layout is up and down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually cut on the 3.5 first. Once again, I'm coming to 3.5. 3.5. And I'm cutting. Now I need 5 inches. Coming back to the 5. And I'm going to cut because I want my words to be straight up and down. Remember in the layout, everything was like it was vertical. So that's the reason why I did my cuts like this. I will say, and Regina says this all the time, it is just paper. So just cut it. It's okay. It is just paper. All right. The fourth step, cut one piece of pattern cardstock to 3.5 by 5. Let's see. I think, because it all coordinates, I think I'm gonna cut this side. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this because I want my pots and pans to go a certain way. So I'm gonna first to go up and down. So I'm gonna take it back to the 3.5. And then I need to cut by 5. Or excuse me. Yeah, 3.5 by 5. Okay. Uh-oh. Look at my cuts. Something is wrong. They should all be the same size. It's just paper. Accidents happen. This should only be 5 inches. I took it to 5.5. So I'm gonna take it down. It's just paper. I'm just cutting. But accidents happen even for experienced scrappers. No worries.
Love to play with paper.
Got plenty.
I've got plenty.
So when you're done with your cuts, you should have 6 pieces of paper. Okay. Before I go to step 5, I'm going to show you what we got. So remember, we have our 12 by 12. Well, let me bring this back over. Remember, this is the page we're making. We have our 12 by 12, and then we have 6 pieces of paper. 2 of the same color cardstock, 2 of the same color cardstock, and then 2 patterns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cuts that I just did, and I'm going to lay them out just like on the other page. Right there. Right here. Put this here. Put that there. This goes here. And that goes there. So you can see how we built the page. Okay. Now, the next thing, cut your pictures to 3.25 by 4.75. Yeah, I can see myself. Yeah. 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 Okay, so these are the 2 pictures that we're going to use. Thank you, because I can see myself down here now. So thank you, it helps. These are the 2 pictures that we're going to use. My paper is all about food, and Regina was on a cabin trip with your family. And this is actually her husband right here and her brother, and they are on that grill doing it. So these are the pictures that are going to go on the page. So I'm going to cut this down. So cut your pictures to 3.25 by 4.75. So remember, what I'm doing is I am actually cutting my pictures so that they are matted around this cardstock. So let's see, 4.75 by 3.25. Now, some of the things that, one of the things that I always like to do is I could easily just take this picture and cut it to, here's the 4, quarter, half, quarter. I could easily just cut right here, but I don't want to do that because I want to make sure that I get the center of the pizza. So I'm going to play with this just a little bit. And remember, we have a lot of times our pictures are saved on our phones. So if we mess up, all we have to do is
Print it again.
Print it again.
Send it to Walgreens.
Send it to Walgreens. Because trust me, it happens.
In fact, preparing for this class and doing that page, I messed up my pictures. So I'm just playing around with it because I really want this pizza to be like in the middle. I'm going to take a little bit more off here. Let me explain this as cropping. Cropping. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying cutting, but Benita, Be Crafty Designs did correct me. And she's like, yes, it is called cropping. I am cropping my picture to fit on my page. So I think that this looks good. I'm at 4.75 here. Remember, on your cutter, this is your cut line. I think that I can cut right here. I think it'll look great. So I'm going to cut. So now I know my picture is 4.75 wide, but I have a second cut, right? My second cut is 3.25, and that is this direction, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off a little bit on each picture, on each side. Once again, I'm just playing because I don't want a lopsided pizza. Yeah, lopsided pizza.
Oh, wait a minute. So ladies, for those that are members of Delta Sigma Theta, her line name is Precision.
Oh yeah.
She will wear you out on an exact cut.
Yes,
Now the rest of us over here, we like eyeball that picture, girl.
And be done with it. But yes,
Yeah.
my line name is.
I would have been finished.
Yeah, my line name is Precision, and I do have it bad. So thank you for bearing with me because trust me, if I just cut this picture down, I would not be feeling right. Okay, so my nerves would be bad. I'm just telling you, my nerves would be bad. So just bear with me, you all. Bear with me in love, okay? Because the other picture isn't going to require all this. All right, so it's not. Bear with me, y'all. 3.25. Yay, my pizza looks like it's in the middle. Y'all leave me alone.
Oh, bless her.
Mad it. I'm going to do the other one. This is the last one. This is the last of our cuts, y'all. 4.75. Yeah, 4.75. And you know what? I think this is good. I'm going to cut this right here because I'm going to cut off all this grass. And then I need to get this to 3.25. Yeah, Regina's right. They would have been like, girl, give me that picture. I'm just going to cut that picture. It's okay.
It's 3 1/4.
It's 3 1/4. That's right. It's 3 1/4.
Your math, counting the numbers.
I'm gonna take off a quarter on each side. Okay, bear with me. It's gonna be pretty when we're done though, for real. Okay. All my cutting is done. Woo! Regina's clapping. All my cutting is done. All right. So now all we have to do is we just have to stick these down. That's all we have to do. I'm going to use my gun. The first thing I like to do is I like to adhere my pictures. I messed up in
That's
front of
why I
company.
use mine. The trusty Easy Runner doesn't fail you. There we go.
I use the little handheld. I use it. Mine is still good though. It's still good. All right. Oh, I gotta open it up. I'm putting it down.
Very precise.
Very precise. I'm going to put this one down.
Very precise. Now I'm going to adhere all of these to my 12 by 12, and then we're done. I'll put this on my 12 by 12 page. I'm not going to bump it up against the middle. I'm going to leave a little bit. Put the middle one in. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Benita. Bam. I'm gonna adhere this one with adhesive. I'm going to adhere this. So while we're doing all this, you see how they were talking about me and precision and all these cuts, we would have slammed it down. When we are cropping together, we're talking, we're eating, we're laughing. They're cracking on me, we're laughing. We're having a good time, just good girlfriend time. So I'm putting this down. We got 2 more, ladies. 2 more. Going to adhere this. And then my last picture, the pizza, which they cooked on the grill. And that is our 12 by 12 page. Are there any questions? Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, I will turn this
questions.
page. Yeah.
Well, so was that 2 different cutters that you were using?
No, it was one cut. Where's my cutter?
Right here.
Can I have this? No, it was one cutter. It was the same cutter, but the good thing about this cutter is it goes up to 17 inches. It was one cutter. This is the cutting blade. And then this is a score if you want to make cards.
Okay, so what's the board underneath there where you have your...
Oh, this is just a mat. This is a work surface.
Okay.
To protect your table.
Yeah, just to protect your table. That's it. Yep, it protects your table. Yep. Any other questions? Okay, I am going to turn it over to Robin Ferguson, who is the ink diva, which it has a whole story of its own behind itself. But thank you, ladies. Good evening, ladies. Can we switch to the next slide, please? I am Robin Ferguson, aka the Ink Diva. And just quickly, I'll just tell you about that in the essence of time, since Renee was cutting every little detail precision. I will make the story short, but basically I got this name, or I came up with this name with the help of some of our Scrapbooker retreat sisters. And I like to coordinate paper, ink, and the paper and the ink, which you'll see Renee has demonstrated that well here. This is not Stampin' Up, but Stampin' Up has where the ink will match the paper, and you don't have to try to match it up. It's more like a Grenamo style thing where you can just match up your paper. So I learned almost every ink that Stampin' Up had came out with, and it's coordinated colors and paper. So anybody at the retreat could come and ask me, what color is that, and do you have it, and can I borrow it? Because I purchased them all like within a matter of months, I think, 6 months or so. So, and even the new colors that come out, I get them in the coordinating paper. So that's really how I became the Ink Diva. So what I'm focusing on today is embellishing your page. So I'm going to show you a few different items of embellishing.
one, you'll see there, you want to emphasize what's important on the page. So you saw that Renee was talking about the pizza, how she wanted to center the pizza. So that might be a good way to embellish, is to focus on the pizza. The other picture up here in the corner is of Ken and Juice. I call them Ken and Juice. That's their nicknames. So we might want to say their name or something in another piece of the page. And then also you can also create a flow. So you'll see empty space sometimes on your page, and you'll want to make sure that you don't have too much empty space, but you also don't want to crowd it. So you want to embellish to make the page flow a little bit easier, especially if you have a double page layout. And what that is you might in your scrapbook have 2 pages like this that really coordinate together. And you might, I'm just showing you an example here, but this would be a double page layout, and you might want it to flow across 2 pages. So that would be a good way to embellish. And then also to ground things. So a lot of times you'll have maybe a weak edge or something, and you need to use an embellishment to ground items on your page, or add repetition. And you'll see a little bit of that, and I'll show you here in a second about repetition. As you see on your screen there's a document that I sent that kind of talks about all of these things we're discussing right now on the embellishing part. It's very helpful. It shows you ways to embellish. It also gives you ideas on how to embellish. And you could also Google these things. They have, Pinterest has numerous subjects on embellishing. So that's a good place to look to. That's where I often cheat when I get stuck in a creative space and I can't find exactly what I need. Any questions so far?
The document that you're referring to is in the chat.
Okay. So Regina's showing us a double page layout. Here's a good one here. And this is when we were at Napa Valley. I think I was on this trip with her.
Yep.
And so here is a double page layout. See how everything flows? Even though the design is different, you can see the pictures all flow together, and the paper, the cardstock matches. Yeah, so that's what a double page layout looks like. And so that's how you want to do. You want to create flow across 2 pages. Next slide, please. So while we're doing that, let me just show you a few things that different kinds of embellishments. Oh, okay, go back. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I only had 1 slide. So here's some things, I'll say those. So what you'll see, you can embellish with numbers or letters. These are raised numbers and letters. Here's some stickers too. And we'll use these, I think. She adhered to the yellow, so I might have to improvise there. I was thinking, yeah, I was going to have her adhere to one of the yellow, so I can show you on the blue. But we'll figure that out. And then we have other things like you heard Regina say. You can embellish with buttons. There's also flowers. You can embellish with flowers. Not for this, obviously, because we're talking about food, but sometimes you would want to use, this is ribbon, this is brads, if you can see that. Different things you can embellish with just about anything. Maybe you're scrapbooking about a trip, and you might want to use your plane ticket as an embellishment. Memorabilia counts as embellishments too.
Yes. Programs, flyers, ticket stubs.
You can use items like that you could make your own, something like this. It can be raised from the page because, again, it's going to go in plastic. I don't know if you noticed that Regina's going to cover what a scrapbook looks like, and it has these folders in it. And then obviously you can, we're Deltas, a lot of us are Deltas, so we like to scrapbook with bling. So you can use bling on your pages. And then lastly, I wanted to just show you these are all embellishments that are made with some type of die cut. When I first started scrapbooking, I used a lot of these raised letters. They help you get through it when you have missing space. But as you progress through your course, you'll start wanting to do some other things to embellish your page, or maybe you can't find anything different. Well, what we have is called a Cricut, which we'll save for a later date, but we also
That's a whole nother level.
yeah. But this embellishment is created with the Cricut. This one is too, but you also can use a machine called the Big Shot. So I wanted to show you the Big Shot. There are several, but this is the particular one that we use. This helps a lot too if you can't find anything to embellish that matches your pictures. So of course, he has, this is what's called a die, and you use these to come out with the design. So if you can see this, I don't know how well you can see that, but this is a grill on here. Here's grilling forks and utensils, and there's a fake fire, and here's like a bag of charcoal. So these things, we buy all of these. These are another thing that we look for 40% off coupons and buy them all, and we share and exchange. So I'm going to demonstrate how we use one of these to make an embellishment for your page. But before I do that, I wanted to just show you this is another thing. It's more, this might be more in yes. I'm leave it close because I'm going to use cut. Yeah. So these are some of the things, like if you have a quote and you can't think of something, you can use quotes that you have. These are the things that help embellish your page too, if it flows with what you're trying to explain. And Gina may tell you a little bit more about that during the general piece. But even something like that you already have handy, you could use as an embellishment. So back to the Big Shot that I just showed you. This is an example of something you can create with a Big Shot. It says cookout. But I'm going to show you just something simple with grilling items. Like I'm going to use the fork and the tongue and the spatula. I'm going to use the blue. So as you can see, we have white, yellow here. So I'm going to use the coordinating blue to cut out an embellishment with that we'll use somewhere on the page. So, and this machine, don't worry about learning anything about it yet, but I just wanted to just give you an idea of how you can come up with your own embellishments. That if you can't find something or you want to get away from letters or that sort of thing. So what I'm doing is there's a magnetic strip. This is a machine, and I won't go into too much detail what all the parts are, but what I'm basically doing is going to take, Renee hates when you waste paper. So I'm going to use this corner really well.
That's that precision in me.
Because you will use this scrap again, you know, like, so she makes sure. So I'm just going to stay on the edge here so that I don't waste her blue paper that she cut.
Love it. Yeah.
So, and then this little machine, you just stick it in there and you just crank it through. It moved on me a little bit, but it may be okay. Uh-oh, it didn't cut through.
You might want to put it in the middle there.
Oh, didn't that?
So now I have to cut up her pretty paper because it didn't hold on the edge.
Is it thick enough?
You don't have your magnetic strip. I'll let them finish that for me while we move forward. So I won't waste too much of your time with that. But you'll see the end product of what I was trying to do when she figures out why it hasn't cut through for me. So I'm going to use the Grill Master. Again, this is something that was created with a Cricut. You can buy these in some stores, but you can also make this yourself. And as like I said, as you go on, you'll want to not buy these things anymore and create them yourself. So I'm going to use this particular one. This is the Grill Master. So I would use this. It doesn't necessarily coordinate in the colors, but as you can see, the theme is perfect for what we're trying to do. So I'm going to use it, and it's bigger than the page, which is okay. You can use it anyway. You'll just find a way to put it on the page like so. And you'll use the adhesive that Renee talked about. I'm not going to put this down because I'm not sure I want to finish this page for Regina with that on there, but this is an example of something that you would use as embellishment. Here's another one. That's a pizza. So this also was made with the Cricut. So I think these are some handy ones that you'll find at, sometimes people sell these at various expos and that sort of thing. But again, you can make these yourself with the Big Shot machine that I just showed you, or a Cricut machine. And then you'll probably see this in Michael's and Joanne's. I don't have any handy right now but this is one that comes in a package. You'll see these in Joanne's and Mike's. These are just the ones that stick on. They get to be pretty expensive, which is why you want to start to some point where you have your own embellishments and you create your own, because these little things can get expensive. And but they work when you can't find the right embellishment. So Renee cut this little tongue for me. So see if you can see that there. I'll put it against the yellow paper. So that's something you would use to over here to try to show what Kenny was holding. You could put it anywhere, but it just kind of enhances the page. I will use all three, and that just kind of helps with that. And then I'll put, here we go, your little spatula. And my little spatula. Oops. So this is something, you see how I pulled that out of the picture? The color matches, and I pulled the spatula and him grilling out of the picture. And then okay, so the other thing is I'm gonna leave one of these yellow spaces. It doesn't even, let me just correct myself, because you don't have to necessarily have the blank piece, because if Regina wanted to journal on this, all she had to do was match one of the coordinating pictures. So I don't think she talked about mat yet, but basically what this is a mat where Renee cut the picture smaller, a 1/4 inch smaller on all sides behind the paper. That's called mat.
Very meticulously, by the way.
Yes, and she's serious about that. So you'll have your mat. So right here, so if in case I wanted to use this yellow space over here, she could potentially journal, and you'll see what she does with that next. But she could potentially put a yellow or green, a blue piece in matte and journal on that if she had to use these spaces. But so I'm going to leave her this yellow one to journal on. But I'll use this one over here to keep going. And I kind of feel like sometimes you don't want to. Again, we talk about flow. You want to be able to read these words. So it goes with the flow of the paper. So I wouldn't necessarily always cover that up. So this, if I had it in brown, again, this is used with the Cricut or a die cut machine. There's the grill that was on the die cut that I just showed you. Oh, we did. Okay. That would be something that you might want to use in the middle here, but if it was in the coordinating colors,
Well,
right?
yeah.
It would look good in the blue, probably. But that's the way you could do it. Or like I said, you could use this, and then we would use the letters. I was going to put Ken and Juice on here, so I think I will use the pots and pans, because I don't think I'm covering that up too much. So it's, you remember gin and juice. So we're going to use Ken and Juice. So yeah, I would probably like to put it up here. Maybe you could even use this green space here and put Ken and Juice down here to, I'm just going to demonstrate real quick.
I love that title.
Ken and Juice.
Yeah, I love it.
So Juice, Julian Harper, Mr. Harper. We all call him Juice. Yeah. So I like the fact that Kenny and Ken and Juice, they rhyme. So that's why I like that. Ken and Juice. And so I'm working from these two. You can see here, I'm working from the raised letters. Again, you don't have to use these. You can also, that die cut machine I showed you, they have a die that has all the numbers. And I think here's an example of that Renee had on her first page. Her die cut machine made that 1913 right there.
And the letters.
And the letters over here. She did not buy these expensive things from the store. You can sometimes find them on sale, but we don't buy these without coupons.
When you cut it yourself, you can cut exactly what you need and how many, because in the packages, you don't always get the number of letters that you need.
Right.
They don't give you certain number of E's and A's. And
that's true. Like if you're using big word, like that was the problem I had with, I couldn't use the brown because I didn't have the coordinating letters, and you can mix and match. It doesn't have to be all. I'm just one of those people who like to see colors match. The ink diva has to coordinate, but you don't have to. You don't have to always have. You could have easily put a brown in there or something else.
You got to coordinate.
So I'm still just using like Be Crafty said. Sometimes you'll not have enough letters to do this, so you got to get creative. And if you just do your own and use your die cut machine, you can create the word you want. And we might, if you guys are really enjoying this and we have to do it again, we'll show you all the tools like that we're talking about in a more intimate setting if we had to. See. And then and so I'm gonna place these somewhere where these are the grill items. Maybe I will use the Grill Master and let her journal over here.
Yes, I love that.
And then again, you don't have to use these spaces. You could if you wanted to, but that's the whole point of the coordinating cardstock. All the letters in the core, everything is about food. So everything is there that you already need. So I'll leave this here and see if Regina likes that in that place. I do personally. It's a good place for it. And here's other tools. There you could even look at this picture. There's smoke there. You could have pulled out the smoke. I've done that before using smoke with cotton balls, like created like and then glue it down like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this. She said I can do what I want, so I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this to her page.
Cute.
Yeah, that is cute. I like that. And then I'm just gonna, okay, so that's pretty, you can, like I said, I don't want to overkill it. Like I'm gonna leave some space for her to journal, and I don't want to put too much on there because there's a lot going on with the pattern paper, but you get the idea here, how the flow works. And then I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of things that I've done. I'm gonna move this to the side. And
Thank you very much for my page.
yes, we can glue that down and we'll be ready. So here's an example of where I was pulling off things from a picture. This is my line sister. She was battling cancer at some point. She's doing much better now. We had created this blanket for her and as a line, and then we took pictures of all the people who were there to see her at the time with these ribbons at the time. So what I did was took pictures from that event and used the hope and love that she used in the picture, and then created a ribbon and hope across here. This is used with a die cut machine, the hearts, the letters, and then I just cut some ribbon to try to match the picture. So that's how you can pull things out of a picture to bring out what's important. And here's an example of where I didn't have anything to do with beaches. So I used the embellishing stuff that I described that you could buy at the local Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's. This is one about sorority life. Those are hard to find, but that was one that you can actually buy in the store. And this one I wanted to show you, Regina's sister, she loves circles. Yes. So I had her help me with this page, but I was trying to pull out that the picture was black and white and that there was flowers in the carpet and things that was happening in the carpet. I didn't need to do anything else other than mat this black and white picture and use a black and white pattern paper behind it and accent with silver circles and pattern paper and black and white. So
it is.
That's another way to embellish. That wasn't important. Okay, and then this is what I wanted to just show you one thing about this. So when you're embellishing, sometimes you'll see that your picture might clash with the paper you want to use. So you mat. Again, this is a mat. It's not precisely 1/4 around like Renee precision, but it works. And so it breaks up the gold from the picture from the paper that I wanted to use. So that was what we were trying to accomplish there. And again, you don't have to always journal in on a piece of paper like that. I just take a little ribbon, cut it. I cut this out and just journal on what it was we were doing. We were traveling in the airport. I think we were headed to Jamaica. So I had embellishments I bought from Michael's, suitcase, passport, camera, you can see the things there. And then I journaled what we were doing that day and coordinated the colors in the ribbon. So those are just examples of how you can embellish. And I think that is really all I have. Any questions for me?
I'm going to ask
I have
how
a
long it
question.
takes. Oh, go ahead, Sora Davenport.
I do have a question. And again, you guys are like the bomb when it comes to, and I'm getting there slowly but surely. But so do you literally cut all of you do your own embellishment for everything? Because I probably was one of the ones that go and buy some of the pieces, but with the letters, and I got a die cut, but again, I got to learn how to use this equipment. I'm going to try to make it up there with you all for a weekend, but do you make all of your embellishments?
No, I don't. No, like
Okay.
sometimes you need to just fill in a space, and you might have one that fits perfectly.
Okay.
But I
Work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll grow to that. Like I said, like some of that was just empty space I was trying to fill. I used something from the store,
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. And hi, Sora Davenport. Oh, I should have said that on here. I'm sorry, other people. I miss you.
I know it. I got to get down to Ohio.
No. So, and I was just telling Mona if there was this we have really gotten closer through our crafting. Now, Benita and I always did stuff because the first line I initiated after I crossed. So I've known her a long time, but we spend so much time together. And listen, Robin took you through this page or embellishing a page. Robin can spend hours on a page until it gets just right. And we spend a lot of time. We get the crock pots going because I'm back to what Carla was saying. Women coming together, uplifting one another, spending time with one another. We eating's always involved in it, right?
We can't go anywhere without brownies.
We can't go anywhere, right? Everybody has their thing they have to do. So before I go into journaling, I'm going to show you some of the things. My bucket list vacation was 2019. And I went to Napa Valley, right? So this is a title page. Some people can journal because I did one with my family and I said Amazing Grace. And that was the title of it. You have different title pages, right? Friends and family, and I have buttons. Let me show you this. We're gonna bring this journaling all in as we do that. Right?
Okay.
So it's just and this starts your book off. Now, one of the pages in the book, and we're gonna talk about 10 ideas on journaling, and I adapted this a little bit from a Facebook, a Google search. But one of the things that when you start talking about journaling, first thing people always tell you as you get ready to journal is that use your own handwriting.
Amen.
Simply just start writing and use your own handwriting.
Yes.
Your family, when I see a recipe and it's in my mother's handwriting, it takes me somewhere.
Yes.
It's fond memories of her, right? So Bible journals, emails, blogs, internet quotes, whatever you want to do. But I'm a scripture girl, so I put that eyes had not seen nor ears heard, right? Neither has it entered into the heart of man, right? What the Lord has in store for me. So this was just an encouragement. People start books that they say, it's going to be a book all about me. So when you start journaling, you think, hey, my first page could be the 10 things Regina likes. My friends, you can ask your friends, when you think of me, what's one thing you think about? And then that's number one, and it simply could be a picture you doing that thing, baking cookies, whatever it is, right? So I'm just showing you some ideas for your front pages. And then here's the double page layout. I don't think you can see it again, but I pulled in the red and the blue from the airport into one page, right? So if we look at it, just start writing, right? Because keep a journal with you. We talked about it. So if something comes across your mind when you're traveling or when you're at an event or a speaker said a certain thing, you just write it in your book, because then it's going to be there for you, right? I'll keep going because there's some journaling I did in here. I should have put, here's a piece, saving a space, right? So number 7, set space for future journaling. I'm going to journal about this anytime we did anything at the winery or we were out taking a tour, whatever we were doing. Robin and I would always end up back at Prime Soda.
Yeah.
And last stop before home or something. So I want to put that there, right?
And look at talk about the memorabilia
Oh,
that you saved.
It's talking about, Benita said, talk about the memorabilia. So I saved everything. The program, this is a label off the wine. This is the back of the wine. This is what this is what they gave you a menu for you, right? To order your wine to ship back home to you. So I saved everything. I saved everything from it. They had to go off while we were out here. I'll skip over them. And so I still have more things to do because I'm scrapping food, right? I'm scrapping pictures of all of us. Now, Robin said, hey, I'm coming with y'all. And her ran wasn't with her, but she came anyway, because y'all know we don't care. So we put her in the middle, right? Kind of balance that out. That was fun. And so we're just going on just about the different things and different places. But here's the day trip. Deborah and I took a day trip to a scrapbook retreat. A scrapbook. We found it in Napa Valley. When we went, when the guys went golfing one day, we drove to a scrapbook and I journaled about that in my own handwriting with the address. So we talked about journaling in your own handwriting. Just, whatever you're doing, start with what you know. Benita mentioned that. She mentioned, you try to go back. Some of you mothers, you start going back to when that baby was born, you're going to get overwhelmed. So I know it's the senior year. We've done that. Yeah. We've helped people craft their child's entire life because they were graduating that year. Yeah. So, I would just say start now, start 12th grade and just back it up because you'll get overwhelmed. So that was some of the things I would say with journaling. I wanted you to remember. You could get it off the internet, emails, blogs, and just keep doing it, right? This is your book. It's not meant to be perfect, Renee. And then I'm going to show you some things, right? You can find these half-price bookstores, but you're looking for words and you can't. I'm just doing a track meet. They'll have something in there under sports section. Fashionista, whatever it is, these books will help you. But someone recently gave me, and they didn't sign it. It says Biblical Truths for Creatives. And it's it's different scriptures that help in my scrapbook. Y'all know everything that I do that's coming out some kind of way around your creativity. And so these are just different journals. And I'll show you the back of it. From the Scrapbook Library, Regina R. Harper.
Because she's serious.
Because I'm serious about my stuff. When we go to a retreat, it's like 40-something women at the retreat. Everybody comes over to the inspiration table because they're looking for a nugget to help them with their journaling. Mm-hmm. So I pulled these books out just to show you. Get it from everywhere, right? Start with who, what, when, why, where, how, whatever. And then you can just build from that and just keep doing it. And remember that your handwriting doesn't have to be perfect on the page because it's you. Your scrapbooks are reflections of you. So let me stop there. Are there any questions? I know I felt like I was moving through that piece.
Is there a
And that-
certain pen you have to use when journaling, when you talk about acid and it destroying? Is there a certain writing utensil that needs to be
Yes.
used?
Yes, and I got tons of stuff. So, go ahead, Renee. Oh,
Yes.
Benita, open that door. So I am also, I got problems. So I match my ink. Give me a whole set. Anyone.
Me the whole set.
The whole set. And she picked some green.
So while she's pulling that, one of the things, remember, this is archival. Oh, thanks, Regina. This is archival, so we want to make sure that we're not using big pens. We're not using markers, Crayola markers, any of that. You want to make sure that you are using a scrapbook pen.
It'll usually say
Pencil,
photos, look for photo
Photo
safe.
safe, non-acid.
Photo safe, non-acid. Now, one of the things, that Renee, we talked about that she was a pusher of Stamp It Up. Now, Renee doesn't do this for a living. This is an extra hobby that I talked her into to starting. And so when we get ink from Stamp It Up, this is called chocolate chip. I've got a lot of the colors, a lot. This is the refill so that the ink pad, when it gets dry, you can ink it. You can ink your pen. So remember, photo safe, non-acid, archival friendly, etc. And it matches. So here again, Ink Diva. See, all of them rub off on you. Yep, I could journal right here in brown to match that.
Mm-hmm.
And stamping is a whole nother thing, which we can get into in another class.
Yes. So we make cards. That's my newest hobby. I made little trinket retreat. Being friends is better than eating candy, but let's do that.
What's that Father's Day?
My stuff is still packed from the weekend. They said let her see that Father's Day card, but I will show you one. Now you keep talking. I got it.
Okay. It's so easy to get caught up. So this is the thing. So with these items, look, I'm putting my little Stampin' Up in here. There's coordinating solid cardstock and pattern paper. So it's just a whole thing. It takes the guesswork out of it. But one thing I will say, Regina is so humble. I know one of you mentioned coming up to Columbus for the weekend. Her retreats are fabulous. And we did this class, it's like 7:59. We did this class. We've been together for about an hour and a half. We literally craft until we drop. Robin, I think you stayed up longer than me. Robin will normally stay up until maybe about 4:30 in the morning, a.m. Crafting. So I really hope you ladies can join us because we play in glitter and cut paper all day.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you these two things. And so I have so much stuff in my craft room that when Mother's Day came, I couldn't find the Mother's Day cards I made. Yes. So here I just found them looking for the Father's Day card. So it says you are loved completely. And I made this card. And I've been sending Mona these one sheet wonders that Renee creates. You are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful. Happy Mother's Day. I'm getting ready to mail these Mother's Day cards out tomorrow. Okay. And then for my, and these are stamp sets. Then for my brother-in-law, I made some golf ones, but this one says your top shelf. And that's a decanter, a whiskey decanter, because all of them drink whiskey and bourbon. And then have a happy Father's Day. Now you see this little blemish right here is an extra mark, accident with ink. Renee, if Renee was with me when I made these, she just didn't know it. I was at your house. She made me do that over.
Yes, I would.
But I just like, it's all right. They want the gift card, they're gonna get anyway. But then the pen that I use, I sign that card with the same pen. What's this color right here? What's this? What's that, real red?
No, it looks like a lovely lipstick.
Oh, lovely lipstick. Okay. See, they know what the colors are. Lovely lipstick. So we have all kinds of things. We can help you learn how to stamp. We can help you make cards. But this is just a fun way for us to gather and come together. Are there any questions? I think we're right at time. Oh, I make my own envelopes, but that's a whole nother thing.
Whole nother thing.
I have an envelope.
I assume you all are taking this on the road now. I am over my chapter's fall retreat. And I'm gonna tell you, I mean, in Champaign-Urbana, we have so many sorors that have children. I just think this would be phenomenal. You know what I mean? And it's different and it's unique. And although we're supposed to be going back face to face, I still think this is the venue that will be able, so we can get at a table for those that do it. But those that are just learning, this was awesome, you guys. I'm serious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So yes, we had a great time, Mona. Yeah, just talk to me, Mona. Let's get it on the calendar.
Okay.
These are my partners. Okay. Now you didn't know Robin just got elected as our first vice president. So congratulations. She thinks that she's not going to be crafting with us, but as much. But we're gonna work around the chapter schedule there. So, but anything that you guys need, this was wonderful. It gave us an opportunity to get together. So, whatever you need. So Carla, that's it from us. And
Okay,
thank you so much for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, first I'm gonna ask if my cousin Tamara is still on there. Can you get my video back? Because it's not allowing me to get my video back.
Oh, okay.
But I want to thank you. Okay. There I am. Thank you. I want to thank the Spirited Scrappers for this wonderful, overwhelming workshop for me. It's a lot of information. I was trying to take notes, so I don't know about the other people. I was trying to take notes, and then I was thinking about that precision cutting, and I was like, how long is it going to take to do one page?
It might take you a long time, but you know, there's some pages that I put my heart into, and it's hours, and then I got to sit down afterwards. But it's no rush. It's a relaxing. I got books that ain't even finished yet, but I'll pull them out and show them, you know.
Okay, well, we definitely want to thank you, and we want to ask everyone to fill out the evaluation that's in the chat. But we want to also get you started on your journey of scrapbooking. So we're going to do a drawing for a $25 gift card. It's either going to be to Amazon or Michael's, whichever one I can do electronically. I did ask for guidance on that, and I was going to do Michael's, but I was also told Amazon was a great place that you can find a lot of stuff also. So I'm going to share my screen again. I put people's names in the chat prior to this, I mean, into the thing that we're going to use to do the drawing, but there may be some people's names missing. So I want to make sure if you don't see your name, you better shout it out.
Hey, Jewel, it's good to see you. Jewel's here from Cleveland, Ohio, and Deborah
Hi.
Jules and Pamela Edwards. Those are my newest crafters. I pulled them on over to the dark side. So
We're addicted.
we stand by them together.
We love it. Hi. Hi.
Gotta get to it here. Just be patient with me. My little computer here is acting slow. Well, there we go.
Enjoyed it. Hey, cousin Sharon Jackson.
A lot of information. Good information.
So let me share again.
Is my name in the drawing?
Well, I didn't think that you need to be in there because it looks like you have everything.
No.
You said you had to take stuff out your room, so I'm assuming you got about everything. So here we go from the top. So Diane Adams, Kia Baker, Keisha, Pam Boomer. Let's see, Catherine Weathers. If you don't see your name, please shout it
Pam.
out to me.
Pamela
Pam
Edwards.
And Sharon Jackson, Carla.
Deborah
Jewel Showers. And Deborah Peoples.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't automatically mute, but when you get the recorded minutes.
Anybody else missing?
Twice and mute out.
Mara, are you on? Because I saw you earlier.
Let me show you. We're doing 3 of these.
Okay. So I don't see it here anybody else. So I want you all to see that this is fair.
The little wheel. It's a wheel.
Yeah, pick
Oh,
a
yeah.
random.
Wheel.
Tamika Dennis.
Oh, that was fast.
Tamika, are you on?
That was fast. Wow.
Okay, yes. So you will be receiving your gift card through an email. Okay. And that's great. I invited Tamika because she is a new mommy still, and I thought maybe she would want to document her baby's journey also.
Oh yeah. Oh, I could have showed.
I
just showed
wanna
some of them.
thank everyone for coming, and hope that you will come back to other events that we have for our sister circle, and that once you get going, that you invite other women in your life to participate with you. So again, so you have this fellowship. These people, I'm sure that I can get a few members, some friends in my sister circle, maybe, so that we can scrapbook together also. So I really enjoyed this. Again, I was overwhelmed. I was wondering if we did record this, so we'll put it out on our website, and if we could convert your PowerPoint to a PDF.
Yep.
And then also put it out there, so for things, because with a list of supplies and things that you may need. So,
And listen, we're also on Facebook under Spirited Scrappers, where we share a lot of information, and people, if they get stuck, we always call on Benita with that Cricut. Okay, she uses that maker. Mine is over here covered up. But if you need help or get stuck or something, so just reach out, Spirited Scrappers. You'll see the logo, and join our Facebook group. We'll help.
well,
I have a question. I have a quick question. Do you all have workshops or retreats or that you invite people to come?
Yeah, I have a retreat in September of every year at a retreat, Cherry Valley Resort and Spa. And we'll be there from Friday to Sunday, and yeah, we do that. And then through COVID, Renee was having crafty nights on Friday nights. We joined over Zoom, and she does a lot of the teaching, especially with card making. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And anytime you want to just call and say, hey, y'all want to get together? We do that too.
Yes, we do.
Please remember to fill out our evaluation. Again, it's in the chat. It's short. If there aren't any other questions, any more questions, take advantage of this, these experts. Because don't call me.
And I'm spiritedscrappers@gmail.com.
Thank you. This was fun. Nice
All
seeing
right,
your
ladies.
number.
See
Nice
ya.
seeing you,
Bye.
Carla. And all
Thank
everyone
you.
else.
You all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Let me get onto that form.
Thank you all so much. Good night.